It feels really weird, this not being a home game.
Does it?
Yeah.
But are you excited?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
There you go. That enthusiasm. Let's hear you. Let's hear you go.
What are you talking?
I don't know. Just throw you under the bus right away. Exactly.
Look at how
game number
lack of energy you have today. Wow.
Game number, we expect you to bring it, Jamie. It's game number 68 of the regular season. You are correct. The Jets have headed out on the road after spending what felt like the entire month of March. Certainly the first half of it here at home. They finished their 8-game homestand. They are now on the road for their next 3, starting today in Boston.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this one this evening. Also looking forward, as we get you set over these next 30 minutes for tonight's game, to having Sophia Jurksztowicz join us with NESN. You might remember her. She was with Sportsnet, CBC.
I work with Sophia on the desk.
She's delightful.
She's the best.
And she's been with the Boston Bruins for a number of years now. So we're going to speak to her shortly. Paul Edmonds is going to join us because it's the first game of a road trip. So
which is tradition.
We have informed him.
He didn't know about this.
That's right.
Yeah, he didn't know the tradition, but we told him.
That's right. Yeah. So he has no choice. So he's going to join us as well. So we're looking forward to that over these next 30 minutes. And as always, we are looking forward to all of you. And it's great to see so many of you in the chat already.
Where do we start?
Why don't we start with projected lines?
You know what? That's a great idea. And I'll tell you what, Cole Koepke is the feature athlete here.
Oh, yes.
Former Bruin.
Oh, do you think there was a tie-in? Do you think that's 100%?
If I know Luke, he's on to something every time, that guy.
There you go.
He knows stuff that I don't know sometimes, that I should know.
So these are what the lines are. Now, morning skate finished just a short while ago, of course, with them being out on the East Coast. It's an hour ahead. Scott O'Neill and players have just finished speaking. We'll hear from Scott O'Neill in just a moment. No surprise, no changes to this lineup with the way that things have been going lately for them and the success that they have had. We do have an update that Neil Pionk was in a regular jersey today.
And
he's going to have a good skate today. See how he feels tomorrow. And there is the possibility that he could make his return on the weekend, which will make for some interesting decisions if that's the case.
Right. And especially with Sidney Crosby and company in Pittsburgh on Saturday too, as well. So
100%. Why don't we hear from Scott O'Neill about starting off this road trip in Boston against these Bruins, who have the second best home record in a fight for a playoff spot in the East?
Yeah, there's a lot, obviously watching them the last few games. They're a big, heavy team, especially in this building. They're they play a real strong defending game first. They really clog up the middle of the ice, which we saw, especially when they got a lead on us in our rink. They don't give you a whole lot of situations where you get an odd man look. So vice versa, they have a good attack game as well. They transition well off of that. You create turnovers at your own blue line, and they turn it and send it the other way in a hurry. So they're good, and they're good, real good in this building.
This Eastern Conference is something else, isn't it? I mean, you got teams like Boston, Pittsburgh, that with the points they have, they'd be in pretty good position in the West this year, playoff-wise, but here in the East.
I care about the East. I know we've been following. We know how, and that's the thing for Boston, obviously, tonight. Huge game for them. Like everybody, it seems like that's with everybody in both the conferences. So many teams are in the mix. There is no last 20 games of the year, kind of those easy games. There's none of those happening, and that's the part where keep hammering with our guys that got to be ready to go every shift. And Boston's in their own little race here and their own battle in the East, and but that 2 points for us is just as important as it is to them.
He's not wrong. Boston has 82 points in the East right now. That has them in the first wild card spot, and breathing down their neck are the Detroit Red Wings and
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Our good friend Rick Bowness.
Yes.
Working magic.
But Boston's also just 2 points back of the Canadiens. So, I mean, it's very, if you are in that mix for the top 8 in the East, then it is it's very tight in there right now. So just before we bring in Sophia, we finished this homestand 5-2-1. It was a successful homestand. Obviously, the Jets weren't able to pull it out in the shootout loss the other night. But what was your biggest takeaway when you think about the way that they played over those 8 games and what they were able to accomplish?
Well, I think first off, during that whole 8-game stand, how about Elias Salomonsson? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the numbers are all out there, and how well him and Sandberg are playing, especially 5-on-5. But I think we're just starting to see the beginning of what Elias Salamonson can bring on a nightly basis, which probably means he's going to be a full regular with the Jets down the road here, which is important for him. Really like how the first line just continues to drive play, but they were really good throughout the homestand. And then just getting back to the way they defended. And I remember reading Jim Montgomery, the head coach of St. Louis Blues, had said that looked like the team that we've seen the last 2 years when they beat that Blues on that Sunday afternoon game. So, I mean, that's the highest compliment considering how good the Jets defended the previous 2 years. So we saw a lot more of that, what you're hoping to see. But I think that a lot of that has to do with the healthier roster. What about you?
Well, so I thought we'd do a play on the 3 takeaways that you like to do off of it. So when we were discussing, I also said Salamonson.
Okay.
Hard not to. He's averaging almost 20 minutes a game in the 11 games that he has played since the break. 1 goal, 2 assists. I also, this will shock you, at the top line.
Okay.
And for me,
for us to agree on 2 things is a lot.
2 out of 3 so far. This is crazy. But for me, part of the reason why was that I admit that coming out of the Olympic break, I thought it was going to be interesting to see how the team as a whole responded, but also the top line. We know that the top line has been the 3, and in particular, Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor, because that right wing has sometimes changed.
Okay.
But they have carried the team this year offensively.
All year.
And so I wondered coming out of the break, when you looked at them were they 11 points back coming out of the break? Okay, so Kyle didn't have a great experience at the Olympics. Mark, obviously, we know wasn't with Team Canada. And I thought, so if you're 11 points back, I think it'll be interesting to see how they also respond coming out the break. How have they done? I mean, top notch. They just continue to put up points, multi-point games. When you look at this 8-game homestand, Scheifele with 4 goals, 13 points. Kyle Connor, 4 goals, 11 points. And so they've continued to lead the way. When they need that big goal, it's usually coming from one of them. And then they've had obviously complementary pieces. Gabe Vilardi continues to produce as well, but those 2 in particular lighting the way during that 8-game homestand. And then I don't disagree with the defensive one, because it hasn't always led to the most exciting games, but certainly we have seen them clamp down, other than the odd one-off 2 games maybe during that homestand. The other one that for me though was Morgan Barron, who continues to step up, continues to excite. I think a lot of people, if we go based on the chat, if we go based on comments, otherwise would like to see Morgan Barron eventually moved up in the lineup. He's centering that 4th line. They've done a really good job. I think he and Cole Koepke have been able to demonstrate their speed, but Morgan has been used in a variety of different scenarios. Late in games, we've seen Scott Arniel bring him up for certain face-offs. And I just think that the way that he has continued to see his game elevate, in particular over that homestand and coming out of the Olympic break, I think that it bodes well. And to me, he doesn't look like someone that long-term, thinking beyond here, should be in a 4th line center role. I think he can move up.
Yeah. As my daughter said, the most underrated Jet often in conversations at home. So she agrees with you, and I agree with you.
You have a lot of conversations with her about the Jets at home?
I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She offers her opinion.
Oh. Yeah. I love when they offer their opinions.
I get this Jet suck. I'm like, no. Slow down. That's kids.
It's true.
So I'm like, there's more to it than that. So I see Barron gets most approved for me. There's obviously lots of love for Morgan Barron, who has taken a huge step this season. And it's certainly something the Jets need, because they have that depth up the middle.
Yeah.
Speaking of depth, we have a lot of depth in this show today.
Yes.
Let's bring in Sophia.
Hello.
Hi guys. I was just logging on when you were like saying who was coming up, and then I heard I was logging on, then I hear Sara being like, Sophia's so lovely, and Jamie's like, she's great. I'm like, hey, I want to join the show all the time. Thank you and also, side note, I'm an idiot. I forgot, probably not on the budget, but I was running around the rink looking for you guys today. I was like, where are they? They're here. But I don't know where you are. I think you're in Winnipeg.
They won't bring us on the plane anymore. It's all Sarah's fault.
I was excited to hug you both.
Thank you. We always had Winnipeg, Sophia. So thank you so much. We'll see you again next year.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it was always great to see you. Hey, first question for you, and it's not even related to hockey, but Jamie and I, obviously we have to say players' names all the time, and you have a challenging at times last name. How often is your name? So Orlesky, for whatever reason, Jamie Thomas doesn't understand, but it often gets mispronounced. How often do people struggle with your last name?
Girl, it is. I joke about this all the time. It's the bane of my existence. It's every time. And you know how many times you call like customer service or like if you're calling Visa and then you have to like spell it out. It's insane. Or a doctor's office. It's every single day. But I tell this story. I'll make it really quick. I tell this story all the time. My dad immigrated from Poland. He learned English on hockey, among other things, but hockey was the big thing he would watch. He taught me everything I know. Why would I ever do him a disservice by changing it? I've been asked to change it. He's the one who taught me, so it's sticking around.
I love it. That's the same. I mean, Orlesky people would mispronounce, or they would early on in my career suggested change as well. And
how would they pronounce your name?
Yeah, how do they mispronounce Orlesky?
Yeah, how would they mispronounce
I don't know. That and my husband's last name, I get this a lot. Thank you so much, Mrs. If they're looking at a card, they'll look and go, thank you.
Yeah.
And just hand it
Can
back. Thank you so much.
Can I just call you Sophia? Can I just call you Sophia? I get a lot. I'm like, yes, you can. Don't worry.
Hey, Caden, put that last comment up in the line. I understand that last name thing for sure, Eric.
Oh yeah.
That's totally.
Oh, that's great. I don't know how to say it, Eric. Poor Eric.
Yeah, I know. George Fishing.
All right, Sophia, let's talk a little bit about the Bruins and what we've been seeing from them. We were saying, and I don't know if you heard us, about just how tight things are, obviously, in the East. And we feel a little bit of the Jets trying to climb back into the playoff picture, but it's got to be a lot of standings watch going on around the Boston Bruins right now.
Oh my gosh, 1,000%. And whether it's 1 point or 2, it's just, luckily the Bruins have really, they're in the first wild card spot heading into this one. They've been holding on to that second one for a long time. So they, luckily for them, jumped up. But when they win, the teams behind them are winning as well. And then luckily when they lose, like we had Detroit lose a couple of games ago, and that was very helpful for the Bruins in their standings. But every single day, that's what we're leading our show with, just putting up the standings board. And then we don't always go around the league showing highlights in our post-game show. We'll pick 1 or 2, but we're showing all the highlights for the teams competing, because that's the story. Is you can, and teams will say we can only control what we can control. But the truth is there are other games going around, and you better win, because if other teams keep winning, they're jumping you in the standings there.
Sophia, obviously goaltending plays a large role in the National Hockey League. Jeremy Swayman had his contract situation last year dragged out forever. How much the fact that that's behind him now plays a role in how well he's playing this year?
Oh, it's huge. We just had this conversation on our show too, just talking about him again, and that came up because he earned his 26th win of the season, and the most he's ever gotten is 25 when he had a career year with sharing the net with Lena Salmark. So last year feels really far away now, and I think for him as well, he was definitely asked a lot about it throughout the summer, and then the beginning of the year. Can he get it? Can he put it behind him? And I know you guys know that I've covered Jets games, tons of media in Winnipeg. Same with the Boston Bruins. It's just so much coverage, even in this sports rich team. So it's a topic that I would say on radio, I have a couple of friends who host radio. It's still such a hot topic, and radio is so different. You get the call and you get the banters with fans, but overall, it's just not a conversation in the room anymore. It's not a conversation with the regular media that's covering him. He has done such a good job, and I mean this as a human, not as a hockey player. You guys know, being on camera and in the light, you got to put it on sometimes if you're not having a good day, and it's difficult. It's challenging, and on top of that, people are asking you questions about mistakes you made 3 months ago. He's handled it so well, and I think we know he's a huge reason the Bruins are where they are, but I think that's behind him, and I hope there's no more looking back. He's in a good spot.
You have covered this Bruins team for how many seasons now? How many years have you been?
6.
Holy cow.
Yes.
You've done such a great job. Just for you personally, what has that been like being down there? I mean, original 6 team, you talk about how, it is a sports crazy marketplace. Just what has it been like for you to be able to cover that team and have the connection with that fan base that you've had?
I love this question, and I'll try to make it quick, but it is such a deep story for me, and I don't want to get too personal, but as you know, I was a broadcaster in Canada, and I wasn't really finding my place, and I loved the places I worked. CBC was the last place I worked, and I loved it so much. But for a large part of my career, I was on and off covering the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that place now I know is a mess again, but was a mess when I was there, culturally, standings wise, energy, attitude wise. I was still fairly young. And so, women have come such a long way in the landscape, Sara, as you know. But at the time, it was still one of, early in the days of women being in rooms and stuff like that. And I hate to say it, but I kind of fell out of love with the industry and the game a bit. It was such a terrible place to work with, covering the Toronto Maple Leafs and some of the energy there. But I loved my job. But anyway, my point in saying that is I was in this place of like, am I really in the right place for myself mentally, career wise? And then the Bruins called, I get the job, and I was like, I'll give it another shot. And then within 3 weeks, I felt like I was 6 years old again. I fell in love with this game because of the culture here, led by Zdeno Chara at the time, led by Patrice Bergeron. And the way I was treated there compared to other rooms and other places was night and day. And they treated me with respect and like a member of their, family, because we are, partly we're rights holders. So there's that. I loved it. And I came at a time when they just, I came in the fall of 2019. So they just went to that Game 7 run with St. Louis. Obviously they lost, but they were such a good team, and they were contending again for the Stanley Cup before COVID happened and everything kind of changed. But I was joining this team that was really good on the ice and then amazing in the room. And the fans here, probably like Jets fans, because I don't know, not having covered the Jets, but they're so loyal. They care so much. And it was such a good experience. And it has been every single day for 6 years. I'm very grateful to work for them.
I love it.
Fantastic story, Sophia. Also a fantastic story is Marco Sturm and the job he has done as the head coach. How, you talked about the culture the Bruins have built over the years. How has he kept that culture going and the job he's done this year?
So I was talking so much in the last answer. I was like, okay, I'm talking too much over here, but I was gonna say
no. We have lots of time, so keep it up.
Well, right before the end, I said I've loved every minute over the last 6 years, and that's true. But to answer your question in a roundabout way, last year was the exception where it was just really weird for the Bruins, and everyone knew that. Brad Marchand was traded at the deadline, and not just him, but like the core group of character guys, a Brandon Carlo, a Charlie Coyle, gone. And it was kind of this, and the Bruins were losing, and Swayman was having his bad year and that contract situation. So for the first time in that 5.5 years, I was like, this is a very weird vibe, and it didn't feel good. It felt temporary. It just didn't feel good. And it felt different. And so that was one of the big concerns, is bringing a coach in that could kind of be a player's coach. First of all, I think he's only 46 years old. So, closer to age than other coaches. And they call him a newer style, coaching style in the NHL. So there was that. But I knew the Bruins weren't going to rush to name a captain, which they haven't done. So they've been captainless this season. And coaches don't normally take that place. The room is for the players, and they know that. There's a respect thing there. But Marco has, at least calmness-wise, energy-wise, has been able to kind of take this leadership role without crossing the boundaries of allowing the players to lead the room as they should. You don't want a coach to do that, because it shows the room is broken in a way. But he steps in at the right times. He's super calm. He never freaks out. And I think he has only one time in the room. It was on one of our shows. We have behind the scenes cameras there, so it was very public. But I think he kind of lost it one time on them. But it was one time, and it was so effective. And then they went on this run. He knows when to lay the hammer down. And otherwise, he's very complimentary to his players, but draws the best out of them. When you have a boss or someone that just inspires you to do your best, Marco does that. He doesn't need fear to do that. He just brings the best out of players. So he's done a great job.
Should we hear Sue?
We should.
Yeah.
We don't want to catch you off guard by this, but hold on one moment.
Watch this, Sophia.
Soup's on. Okay.
Go ahead, Sara.
Looks good.
So, as we always say to people, because we usually catch people off guard with the fact that we segue into soup, we somehow soup has become a hot topic here. on this show check-in over this season, probably because it's been so cold here throughout the winter, and somehow we started talking about
and our next guest, Paul Edmonds, plays a large role.
Well, that's and Paul Edmonds, yes. So anyways, we love to get people's opinions now because this is always a topic in the chat. What is the soup of choice for yourself? We always love to find out from our guests. If you are a soup person, if you are, what sort of soups do you tend to lean towards?
Oh my gosh. So Polish people love soups. And so like, this is like, I'm excited about this segment already.
Thank you. I could tell.
Yeah, I really do. And my mom is the queen of making soups. I'm going to pick one that's probably completely off the radar, but I know you're Ukrainian, right? Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe you know this one. I'm gonna pick. I'm trying to say it in the Polish name, but it's not coming to me. But it's a lamb broth soup with teeny little dumplings that my mom makes only once a year because they're so delicate and little. They melt in your mouth, and they're with lamb meat. And she makes it at Christmas, and it's a lamb broth. And I will get the name by the end of. Before I leave, I'll get the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. But we're gonna call this a lamb broth soup in English.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
You haven't had that on the show, I'm assuming.
No, we have not.
That's the debut of that one.
We feel with March Madness starting today, we were talking about how maybe if things had gone off the rail on the homestand, that the Jets just finished, that maybe we were going to have a bracket going of soups. Yeah. For it, something, but then
no one's gonna get lamb broth, and I don't even have the name in Polish, which is annoying. I picked it because it's so off the cuff.
Yeah, but no, it's good.
And I'm sure you've had is borscht. I think most people know about borscht. That's also a top two for me.
You can't go wrong with that.
But the question was what you like best. So that's what matters. That's what matters.
Oh, I see it.
Is that it?
No, it's not. Oh my God. I swear, I'll text you, Sarah.
Text it to me. Text it to me.
I'll text it if I can't remember.
Sophia, you were so sweet for making time for us today. We wish that we were in Boston so that we could catch up with you in person. But we hope that the rest of the season goes well for you and that you guys have a very lengthy, since you guys are in the East, we can say, we hope you make it in and that you have a long playoff run to cover.
No, I wish you both the same. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I respect and loved the interactions and the small time we've worked together. So thanks for having me on anytime, and best of luck with the final run for you guys too.
All right.
Thank you, Sophia.
Talk soon. Have a great broadcast tonight.
Bye. Thank you.
See, we told you she's the best.
She is. She's
Okay, well,
she's wonderful.
Here's the Minister of Soup.
All right, bring him in.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You're now texting recipes here, soup recipes.
You know,
I'm all for evolution, but this is.
I was wondering, are you kidding? You're gonna love it because if this soup, which comes highly recommended, if I text it to your wife and then you know what's gonna happen is on a home game. You're going to come in and you're going to go, Sarah, I just have the best soup today.
This lamb broth soup is unbelievable.
My wife
Polish lamb broth soup.
My wife
melted in my mouth. It was unbelievable.
You're going to say that my wife made the best soup for it. So mock now, Polly, but you'll thank us later.
All right.
I saw when we ran the graph or the animation. I saw you laughing on the bottom part of the screen. I'm like, yes.
Well, I mean, again, let's get right to it. So last night I went out and I dined, and when in Rome, of course, you have to have seafood in Boston.
Yeah.
So we went to a place called Legal Seafood. It's a chain seafood, but it was really good. I would highly recommend it. The service was great. Food was excellent. But they are famous or infamous for their clam chowder. Mm-hmm. So we had it, and I had it. And let me just say this. You can get some really good clam chowder outside of Boston or New England. This was different because it was certainly a creamy sauce, but it wasn't really thick. And so you get those, and I know JT would like this too. You get those oyster crackers that you throw in there.
Yep.
And it just, it was so good and so tasty, and it just wasn't really thick. It didn't have that pasty sort of feel and texture to it. It was more creamy, and I used it as an appetizer, and it was simply delicious. So soup of the day for me today is Boston clam chowder from Legal Seafood.
You went from mocking to giving
right
us
into your stick.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a cooking episode this summer. Also,
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
the Soup King.
that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you expecting tonight? Probably looked at the projected lines and saw no surprise that there are no changes anticipated for the Jets.
No changes for the Jets. One for Boston that has some interest to Moose and Jet fans. Mikey or Michael Asamont is coming out, and Lucas Reichel is coming in. So that's a change for Boston. But other than that, we're not going to see any changes. You're going to see Jeremy Swayman in goal for Boston, Connor Hellebuck in goal for the Winnipeg Jets. What's going to be interesting is for Winnipeg, and it's been a daunting task for them to get back within 4 points of a playoff spot where they are. And plaudits to them. They've really battled through all of this to get themselves into this situation. But now with 15 games remaining, 10 of them are on the road, and it begins tonight against one of the best home teams in the league with 25 wins. Now, the only reason they're not the best home team in the league is because Carolina won at home the other day, and they have one more point in playing one more game. So I guess we could split hairs and technically say that Boston might be the best home team. But nonetheless, you get the idea. It's going to be difficult for Winnipeg and a challenge tonight, coming into an environment where, as Sophia just talked about, a much improved team over last year in the Boston Bruins. So Winnipeg, I think if they're going to get to where they want to get to, they will have earned it. And it begins or it continues again tonight, whichever way you want to look at it. But they need to have something come out of this game tonight to start this road trip, which is going to be accelerated just like last week was on the weekend, where you play tonight and then you've got back-to-back afternoon matinee games coming up in the weekend in two different cities.
Paul, there's a lot of conversation about how well the Jets are defending right now, but I go back to the game on Tuesday against the Predators, where they throw up almost 40 shots. So I would argue that was probably their best offensive performance in some time. How frustrating is it they didn't come out of that game with 2 points?
Well, I think that you have to be pragmatic about it, and head coach Scott Arniel was, and he mentioned that today as well during his availability. He liked the offense they generated, and he liked what they didn't give Nashville. It came down to what they call the skills competition in a shootout. I mean, they even had chances. They had outchanced Nashville in overtime with the shots they put toward UC Saros. So from that standpoint, you're not going to win them all. It's how you play. It's the directness, the speed, what you're generating. And for all of that, the head coach and the Winnipeg Jets liked their game the other night. So not all was lost just because you didn't get the extra point. They had to battle. I mean, we heard this in the post-game availability. Was it a point earned or a point lost? Well, I would go with the point earned, because they had to tie the game. They did so on a 6-on-5 situation.
Yes.
They've been much better at that lately than they had been for most of the season, which is a departure from where they were last year, because they were so good at scoring those late period goals and those goals when they needed a goal. So I look at it from the standpoint that they like their game. Take that game into this game tonight, and you're going to better your chances of winning on the road. So overall, not too much to critique from Tuesday night against Nashville, other than the fact that you hit a post, Kyle Connor did, in the shootout that would have extended the shootout to another round of shooters.
Different arenas bring different energies. It's different for people that are calling the game too. Sometimes where your radio broadcast booth is, sometimes is optimum, sometimes not so much, depending on where it is. What is it like to call games in Boston?
Excellent. Yeah, great location.
Game is just
So nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah,
it's
it's a bigger booth, and there's no obstructions. You're looking fairly close to the ice surface. I mean, I've always said that. I think I've talked about this with you. The further back you get, the more the game slows down. But the problem is there comes a threshold as to being too far back, right? And then needing field glasses to call the game. You don't require those here. Boston is the word that you used, Sarah, optimum. So you're just back far enough where you can call the game, see the numbers, and the game's slowed down slightly for you. But this is a great location. Fans are excellent here. A real hardened hockey city, has been for decades, really. And they know the game. They love the game. And they know where the Boston Bruins are too. And the Bruins are chasing a higher position within their division. And that's the other thing too. I mean, when you look at the Atlantic Division, of all of the divisions that Winnipeg goes against, including their own, the Atlantic is where they have scuffled the most. So if you want to make some hay, you're going to have to do that certainly tonight in Massachusetts.
Buddy, Appreciate the time. Insight on many topics as always.
Yep.
Enjoy the bus
My
ride
pleasure.
back.
My pleasure. Yeah. Well, have me on again, How about Sunday? How about Sunday morning? Oh, no. Are you guys on Sunday?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing
Awful. That'll be awful early, won't it?
All 82.
Oh, boy. It's almost like a morning show for you guys.
Come
eh?
on. Do you think we talk about food now? Wait until
Wait till Sunday morning.
show. That's just going to be straight from our kitchens. I'm just going to be over the stove.
And I'll be pouring cereal. So
Yeah. Okay, well, enjoy it tonight, and I hope everybody else does as well. Should be a really good game, and like I said, if Winnipeg's going to get in, they're going to earn it. And believe me, it's exciting times right now for the team, and the team's excited about playing these games, and I think everybody else should be to see how they do.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
man.
much, Paulie. Appreciate
All right,
it.
see you guys. Thanks.
buddy.
Always with a great call. Paul Edmonds, Mitchell Clinton on CJOB.
Yes. One thing about
Yes.
Boston, I love to share with people is the bus. You take the bus from the hotel.
Yeah.
The bus drivers in Boston have the ultimate challenge. So like they not only do they back into the building, they back in and they go up a ramp. And there's a ramp and there's like a little kink in it. And I'm serious, having watched and sat inside the bus there many times, there's probably this much space by the side mirrors. It's insane. They back all the way up there. And some guys just give her up that hill.
Really?
Yes.
I've never gone in.
I don't know why they built it that way,
on the,
but it's
on
possible.
the team bus before.
No, you have to go on the bus. It's a treat. I call it wizardry.
For it.
Yeah.
It'd be a little stressful.
For the first time, then after a while, you like marvel how good the bus drivers
Yeah. Oh,
are.
I believe it.
Yeah, those guys are.
I believe it.
Paul is
It's-
gifted.
Especially because they don't think that they have the sensors on them.
See Kevin Sawyer's in the chat. Wizardry.
Wizardry. Oh.
Mhm. He
So
knows what
great
we're
to
talking
see.
about.
That's right. You know what else is happening today because of this game in Boston?
What?
There's a town takeover that is going on
Right.
this evening.
Yeah.
It's actually going on right now, but you can head out to Gimli, or if you are near Gimli, you might want to go over today. The Gimli Recreation Center. It is the viewing party, free admission. Doors open at 5 o'clock because puck drop is at 6 because, of course, it's Eastern. It's the Eastern time with 7 o'clock start. So don't miss out. We got tons of
stuff.
tons of Winnipeg Jets of the crew out there.
Yeah. So reminder, we're on really early on Saturday and Sunday.
We're going to be with our coffee cups.
We've had multiple guests say no because it's so early.
Oh, see, no, we haven't because it's so
Two.
early.
2 people have said
No, one said they were already out of the house because they have small children.
Right.
And so they
Good excuse.
apologized
Yeah.
very much
But I found 2 people.
because you're the man.
I don't stop. I don't take no for an answer. I'm like, it's 10 minutes. Come on.
Please.
Yeah.
It has been so great to have lots of people who know their soup up Gimli Way. Isn't that the truth? That's yeah. So we've talked soup. We've talked Boston.
Right.
They do have one of the best home records, 25-9-1. If you remember earlier this season, just as we wrap up, the Bruins were here in town. The Jets lost 6-3. That was when the power play really started working for Boston. They went 2 for 2 on that one. We will discuss maybe on Saturday 1-goal games. We'll see what this one turns out to be. But I feel like the Jets have maybe become a little bit more comfortable than what we saw early on.
They're comfortable in lots of situations now, all of a sudden, out of that Olympic break.
Which is great.
It's the team we saw last year.
Oh.
Maybe 4 points. We used to be saying 11.
I saw someone actually just quickly. I saw someone on X that was when I was looking up different things with Boston, just about their lines and various things. And someone had listed out with the standings, and they said, "These are the games that we are hate watching today." You know, you cheer for Boston. You cheer for this team. We want Team X to win. This is because every fan base now, if you are in that playoff mix, unless you have run away with it, which nobody has, then certainly there's a lot of ones where you're watching.
Well, the setup here is bad.
Yeah, Kraken and Preds. Yeah, there are a few. What did I write down?
That's not
Seattle,
good.
Nashville, Buffalo, San Jose,
Yeah, go
Utah,
Buffalo.
Utah, Vegas,
Philadelphia over the Kings.
and Philly, LA Kings. So there's 4 games that as Winnipeg Jets fans, you're going to want to keep an eye on as well, because we could see movement in the standings. And maybe when tonight is done, though, could the Jets be 2 points closer?
Could you imagine?
Could you?
Could
All right.
you?
8 a.m.
See ya.
on Saturday. We are looking forward to it. We hope you join us, grab your coffee,
We'll bring
grab
you
your cereal.
We'll bring you into our homes.
And join us. We will get you set for that afternoon game. It is back-to-back afternoon games on the weekend. First up, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby is back. Looking forward to setting up that game. And then they play Madison Square Gardens, the New York Rangers,
Super
on
early
Sunday
game.
afternoon.
11 a.m. Is that a game? Isn't it?
11 a.m. Central, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That is it for us today. We love having so many of you in the chat. We love how much fun you guys have with the soup. We do as well. We appreciate it. Have yourself a fantastic Thursday, and we will see you on Saturday morning.
See everybody.
Thanks for checking in.